What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. For all things Dodger baseball, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. And if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And as always, I want your takes down below in the comments section. Today's Dodgers Nation question of the day. How do you think the Dodgers should utilize Kenley Jansen moving forward and in the postseason? Let me know down below in the comments section. And as a bonus question, as a Dodger fan, how would you describe the Kenley Jansen experience in 3 words or less? Let me know down below in the comments section. And for all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. So last night, the California adventure continued for the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Kenley coaster was up and down all 9th inning yesterday. The Dodgers did get the win. They beat the Pirates 4-3. They remained 4 games back from the San Francisco Giants in the NL West. But the big question is, how do the Dodgers utilize Kenley Jansen moving forward? Well, last night, he was tasked to get the save. The Dodgers had a 2-run lead, and he comes in. First thing he does, gives up that leadoff double to former teammate Yoshi Tsutsugo. Then he strikes out Stallings. Then he walks Polanco. And then he gives up the single to Moran, scoring Tsutsugo, making it 4-3 Dodgers. And then he gets Gamble to line to third for the second out. And then he gets Park to ground out to second to end the game. So he gets the job done. So you have to give him credit for ultimately getting the job done. I always give tons of credit to guys that find a way to win despite not having their best stuff. And last night, he ends up throwing 24 pitches, just 13 for strikes. Now, the velo wasn't down on that cutter. He averaged 92.7 miles per hour on that cutter, averaged 94.3 miles per hour on that two-seamer. He ends up throwing 15 cutters, 6 sinkers, 3 sliders. But the issue is the command. When he's not going out there and executing pitches, that's when he gets into trouble. You saw that last night. And if you look at his peripherals, they're impressive. He misses barrels. He's in the top 4% when it comes to average exit velo at 85 miles per hour. He's tied for 7th in the league with 25 saves and 30 attempts. He has a 2.98 ERA. Opponents are hitting just 185 off of him. But if you look at that whip, it's much higher than you want to see. It's at 1.28. Now, when you look at his numbers in the second half, that's when you start to get concerned. Because in the first half, he was dominant. He posted a 1.24 ERA, a 1.018 whip, in 36 1/3 innings pitched. Well, in the second half, that number's jumped up to an 8.25 ERA and a 2.083 whip in 12 innings pitched. And you're seeing those strikeout numbers go up, which is nice, but he's just not excelling like he was in the first half. Now, he has been better in the month of August. In the month of August, he has a 3.38 ERA, a 1 whip, compared to July, where he was just downright awful. He posted a 9.39 ERA, a 3 whip in 7 2/3 innings pitched. He had 8 walks to 11 strikeouts, and he just wasn't getting it done. Now, I don't know if this is because he was upset that he didn't make the All-Star team when he really had a very serious case to make that team and probably should have made that team, or if it's because the stakes are getting higher, or it's because the season is moving along and maybe there's some fatigue, but he just wasn't getting it done. But look, if you look at those velo numbers, they're pretty consistent, not a big drop-off there. The other number you want to focus in on is how he's pitching on 0 days rest. With no days rest this year, in 12 2/3 innings pitched, he has a 5.68 ERA, a 1.816 whip, compared to 1 day's rest, where he has a 2.16 ERA, a 0.60 whip in 8 1/3 innings pitched. And then on 2 days rest, he has a 2.89 ERA and a 1.714 whip, which is very high on 9 1/3 innings pitched. But he's a much more effective pitcher when you give him that rest. And then also, his splits with Will Smith and Austin Barnes are a bit concerning. Throwing to Will Smith this season in 31 innings, he has a 4.65 ERA. Throwing to Austin Barnes this season in 17 1/3 innings, he has a 0 ERA, and opponents are hitting just 89 off of him compared to Will Smith, where opponents are hitting 232 off him. So if that's something you have to consider, do you really need Kenley Jansen to have a personal catcher? I don't know, but I do want to optimize what we have in Kenley Jansen, because you're going to need need him to go out there and get the occasional save. But the good thing is you got guys like Blake Trinan. Corey Knebel pitched very well last night. Blake Trinan hasn't allowed an earned run since June 23rd. He's been one of the best relievers in all of Major League Baseball. Now, do you want to put him in that closer's role? You could do that, but then you would lose some flexibility with some high leverage innings in the 7th or 8th, and that's kind of what you have with guys like Corey Knebel and Blake Trinan. But I do think they should play the matchups and find a way to manipulate it where you can pitch Kenley Jansen with some rest. I don't think that you should have him throw to exclusively to Austin Barnes. Look, he's got to go out there and execute pitches. He's got to get on the same page with Will Smith. Last night, you saw them visit for felt like a pretty long time, going over signs, going over game plan, how they're going to tag hitters. But they got to find a way to build some chemistry for Kenley Jansen to go out there and execute, because last night is not going to get it done. Against the lowly Pirates, where the Dodgers cannot lose games if they want to find a way to catch the San Francisco Giants in the division, he has to go in there and focus and get the job done. The real reason why Kenley Jansen is a big liability this year is the fact that walk rate is a career high 15.2%. That is a career high. Last season, it was at 8.8%. When he was at his best, that number was sub 5%. So he's walking too many hitters, allowing too many base runners, and those are going to turn into runs in big spots, and you just can't have that. A lot of people want to talk about how the cutter's not cutting and the velo's down. No, it's the fact that he's not throwing strikes, and occasionally he'll nibble and just not have that command. So that is why I don't trust Kenley Jansen. Me personally, I'll never trust Kenley Jansen unless he proves it in the postseason. And I'm not saying the Dodgers should do away with Kenley Jansen or release him or bench him or do anything like that. They're going to need him to contribute. I just want to see the team set him up for success and not set him up for failure, because he's going to have those nights where he has it, where he has that electric stuff. Look at the velo on that two-seamer at times. Look at the vintage Kenley cutter at times. Look how he pitched in New York this weekend. He pitched very well. I just want to see the team set him up for success and not for failure, and I think you do that by keeping him as fresh as possible. And I just think he needs to find a way to dial it in and lock it and throw strikes, and he can be a much more effective pitcher. But let me know down below in the comment section, how do you think the Dodgers should utilize Kenley Jansen? Let me know down below in the comment section. Also, describe the Kenley Jansen experience as a Dodger fan in 3 words or less. Me is the Kenley roller coaster ride. That's how it's always been. I've said it for years, and I still feel that way. But let me know down below in the comment section. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. For all things Dodger baseball, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. And if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. For all his Dodgers Nation merch, head over to gearup.la. Some of the best Dodgers t-shirt designs in the game. You're going to find it right over there at www.gearup.la. Be sure to download the new Dodgers Nation app for my Android and iPhone users. For latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.